All right, let's just jump right in. For so many businesses, and CPA firms too, the financial calendar feels like this treadmill that just never ever stops. You've got this mountain of paperwork during tax season, and then there's the constant daily drumbeat of vendor invoices. I mean, it's a completely relentless cycle, right?
And that brings us to this really critical question. Is your team just busy? Just trying to keep their heads above water, keeping the lights on? Or are they actually being productive, focusing on strategy, on growth? There's a huge difference there, and we're about to dig into how you can bridge that exact gap.
We call this problem the financial hamster wheel. And it's such a perfect description, isn't it? It's that endless loop of tasks that are essential, yeah, but they're so routine they just keep a business running in place instead of really moving forward. I mean, take a look at this list. Does any of this sound familiar? Preparing tax returns, organizing massive piles of documents, chasing down invoice approvals, keeping vendor files straight, scheduling payments. Each one of these on its own is absolutely vital, but when you stack them all together, day in and day out, they can literally eat up every single hour of your accounting team's time.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. This is the real cost. It's not just about the hours you're losing. It's about the massive opportunity cost. When your sharpest financial minds are totally bogged down in routine work, that big picture strategic thinking that actually grows the business, well, it just gets shoved to the side. So how in the world do you break out of this cycle?
Well, let's start with what's probably the biggest seasonal headache for most folks, tax season. The solution here is a really focused strategy called tax preparation outsourcing. Now, the crucial point here is that this is not about giving up control. Not at all. It's about partnering up with specialists. You're bringing in pros who live and breathe tax prep, helping you manage the sheer volume and the complexity, especially during that crazy peak season. So what does this actually mean? It means you're delegating the real heavy lifting, preparing all those returns, the nitty-gritty review of financial statements, and getting all those supporting documents organized. For CPA firms, this is like having a scalable expert team on speed dial, ready to go precisely when you need them most. It ensures you stay compliant without totally burning out your own staff.
Okay, so that helps with the seasonal crunch. Awesome. But what about that daily grind of invoices? To tame that constant flood, we've got to look at the other side of the coin, accounts payable outsourcing.
This is all about streamlining your day-to-day. You're essentially handing off the entire workflow, from the second an invoice lands on your desk to the moment the payment goes out the door, to a team that specializes in getting it done fast and getting it done right, every single time. Just think for a second about what this takes off your team's plate. No more mind-numbing manual data entry for every single invoice. No more tedious back and forth verifying billing info. No more chasing down payment schedules. It's a system that's literally designed to slash administrative work and just dramatically cut the risk of those costly manual errors. So when you bring these two approaches together, something really cool happens. A much clearer path forward starts to emerge. This isn't just about offloading a few tasks. We're talking about fundamentally changing how your entire finance department works for the better. This comparison really says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the typical in-house reality, these crazy high seasonal workloads, the constant risk of a slip-up, and just a crushing administrative burden. But then you look at the outsourced outcome. That chaos transforms into scalable operations, way greater accuracy, a massive reduction in admin tasks, and, get this, even stronger relationships with your vendors because payments are always on time. And I really want to pause on this for a second because it's so important. A lot of people hear outsourcing and they immediately think replacement. That's not what this is about at all. It's about elevating your people. By taking away all that repetitive, low-value work, you free up your talented internal team to focus on what they do best: financial analysis, strategic planning, the stuff that actually drives the business forward. And this is where it all comes together. Look, using one of these services is great. It's helpful. But integrating both, that creates a truly powerful, unified financial strategy that's working for you all year long. When you combine them, you get to this state of constant financial organization. I mean, just imagine the pressure on your internal team just dropping dramatically. Your financial reporting becomes way more accurate because it's built on a foundation of clean, professionally managed data. And, most importantly, that precious time is finally freed up to focus on the future. So, the journey from reactive to strategic is actually pretty clear. You start by streamlining your daily operations with AP outsourcing. Then, you master those crazy seasonal demands with tax prep outsourcing. And what's the result? You unlock the door to strategic growth by finally giving your team the time and the headspace to think beyond just the next deadline.
And so, this all leads to one final, really important question. If you could give your finance team back all of those hours they're spending on routine tasks, what could your business truly achieve? What new opportunities could you go after? What does that future look like for you?